All right, welcome back. This is hour number 2. Like I said before, Blaze Pizza, $50 at stake during Rock Jocks, and we'll qualify another hopeful for touchdowns for tickets. We're Prater in the ball game. Good first hour. Forrest, are you feeling good today?
I am feeling good. I'm a little worried about this segment, but I'm feeling good about this today.
What worries you about this segment?
That you're going to kick my ass. And I don't say that
good.
lightly. And every other draft, I feel like I've kicked your ass. I don't feel confident about this one.
Let's introduce the commissioner of the Idaho Sports Talk College Football Hall of Fame draft, Mr. John Patrick.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ballgame. We have 80 players that have been nominated for the class of 2023. Johnny and Mike Prater will select 5 each. This is a 5-round draft. Each person must select at least one defensive player to make the College Football Hall of Fame. Prater, call it in the air.
Heads!
Heads it is.
Yes!
Mike Prater with the number 1 pick in the College Football Hall of Fame draft. Who's your Hall of Famer, Prater?
The first one I've had today, ball game. I like this. The momentum. I'm going to ride this sucker hard. This was a no-brainer for me, and I was worried that Johnny Ballgame was going to take it and just send my whole draft all cattywampus. Maybe I'm wrong there. But how could you not draft Reggie Bush number 1? Reggie Bush is the most exciting college football player in the previous 50 years and for the next 50 years. There's nobody ever going to be better than Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush was an absolute beast of a man. I could sit here and read you his All-American stats, his Walter Camp Player of the Year stats, all that kind of stuff. Player of the Year in the Pac-10, back-to-back national championships. I know he got himself into a little bit of trouble, but if he was playing today, he'd be the name, image, and likeness star that everybody wanted. He would be a billionaire right now. He would not only be a college football star, he would own the Denver Broncos. Reggie Bush, you are an easy number 1 choice for Prater's class of 23 football team.
Are you saying he'd earn that money that he got?
Yeah.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Johnny with the number 2 pick. Who's your Hall of Famer?
I was going to take Reggie Bush.
I
That's
knew
a good
you
pick.
were.
I was going to take. I don't know how you can miss on this person. I don't know how you could say in any regard that he's not worthy of being in my College Football Hall of Fame. Gosh, did I see a better quarterback in college than Tim Tebow? I got to go with Tim Tebow on this thing. He won a Heisman. He won 2 national championships. I just remember seeing Tim Tebow running the football and like running over linebackers in the SEC. Then he gets up, flexes his muscles. There's blood coming down his nose. As exciting as Reggie Bush was, because think about this. Once Reggie Bush left, Tim Tebow came in. Like that was, they were the biggest stars for about a decade. And I would argue that Tim Tebow was a bigger star in this country when it comes to college football than Reggie Bush. People are going to come to my Hall of Fame because I have the Tim Tebow exhibit. Remember Tebowing when you take a knee and you pray? Even guys like Aaron Hernandez loved Tim Tebow. Put him in my Hall of Fame, Tim Tebow. Yeah, I just
You had to go ahead and ruin your pick with an Aaron Hernandez reference?
Well, this pick was already soiled because Johnny does not like Tim Tebow. He hates Tim Tebow. This was a anti-Prater pick. I guarantee it. If it wasn't for me opening my big, fat, stupid mouth in this morning's production meeting, he probably would have taken who knows what other quarterback from 1973. You have zero interest in Tebow. You did this just to piss me off.
You're going to make a lot of money with him in my Hall of Fame, that's for sure.
You're not denying it, are you?
2 worthy selections, though.
You can't stand Tim Tebow. You can't stand him, and you just picked him.
Down now. Settle down. We don't want to have fisticuffs on our College Football Hall of Fame.
It's only round 1.
It's a soiled choice. It's a soiled choice.
1 pick each. All right,
Hypocrite. Soiled choice.
Number 3 pick. Who's your Hall of Famer, Prater?
We have to pick a defensive player, and I'm going to pick the one that I think is the absolute no-brainer. As a matter of fact, I had no idea that he wasn't in the Hall of Fame. I know there's a criteria, and I know you have to meet them all, but James Laurinaitis. Are you kidding me? I don't like Ohio State. I don't like anybody that ever played at Ohio State, but I love this guy. I love the way he carried himself on the football field. He was a 3-time first-team All-American. He was a multiple Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. He played in 2 consecutive national championship games and 4 consecutive conference title games. I know he was part of a big team effort, but James Laurinaitis roaming around, entertaining me, and being just a dominant beast at Ohio State. James Laurinaitis, welcome to my club.
All right, Johnny, you don't have to worry about Prater's defensive player anymore because it's now off the board. But with the 4th pick in the College Football Hall of Fame draft, Johnny, who's your Hall of Famer?
I'm taking Warwick Dunn. I thought he would already have been in this Hall of Fame as well, a consensus All-American. When Florida State was the best team in the country, I always felt that Warwick Dunn was the best player on their team. They didn't lose an ACC game, I believe, Dunn's entire career, maybe one against Virginia that one night. He builds houses for single mothers, man, and has for a long time.
Didn't do it in college.
Both his parents were shot. He raised his brothers and sisters when he was in college. And I just thought he was a fantastic player. He could do it all in special teams in the return game. He could catch the ball in the backfield. His numbers, very impressive as well. In an era that wasn't jam-packed with numbers, Warwick Dunn needs to be in the College Football Hall of Fame. You're going to come to Ball Games Hall of Fame. We're going to have a mad respect for Warwick Dunn.
All right, Mike Prater, pick number 5. Who is your Hall of Famer?
You are absolutely 100% wrong in worrying about the defensive player. I'm not sure where you're going on the defensive player, but I picked 2 of them, and this one's another no-brainer. I had no idea that Julius Peppers was not in the College Football Hall of Fame. It's been 20 years, and he's still trying to get in. He should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. Are you kidding me? He was the beast, first team, all ACC for many, many years, player of the year, 10th in Heisman Trophy voting. He was a dominant defensive player that everybody loved, everybody talked about. Julius Peppers, you're not in the Hall of Fame. Who did you piss off, my friend? Welcome to Team Prater.
Wow, Prater with
that was my guy.
Back-to-back defensive players, Johnny.
That was the defender I wanted the whole time.
Right.
I wanted Julius Peppers. Luckily, I do have a decent backup.
All right, pick number 6, Johnny. Who's your Hall of Famer?
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
Tim Tebow and Kellen Moore?
Yep. Woo! I love quarterbacks. He has the most wins, we all know, in college football history. He's second all-time in touchdown passes. He lost 3 games. He never lost to a Power 5 opponent ever in his career.
By the way, did you notice that the Hall of Fame ballot doesn't even mention that? 50-3?
It doesn't. It mentions his winning percentage.
Yes.
It doesn't mention 50-3.
Which to me, 50-3 looks better than
I brought that up on Monday, too, I think. Yeah.
Whatever it is.
That was weak. Weak Hall of Fame. Weak Hall of Fame.
Now, he did play in the WAC for 3 years in the Mount West 1 year. Prater, you've said that's probably what's going to keep him out. I just look at all of his accomplishments, what he did for certainly this town, what he did for smaller college football, group of 5 football. I mean, he and a lot of other great players too, but Kellen Moore had Boise State a legit top 10 team for every year he played. He went into Autzen as a freshman and kicked the crap out of the Ducks. I can go on and on. The Georgia, the Virginia Tech, never lost to a Pac-12 team, never lost to a Power 5 team. Like I said, just the 2 losses to TCU before they went to the Big 12 and the one scary night in Reno. Kellen Moore, yeah, of course you're in my Hall of Fame. I'm glad Prater hasn't taken you yet. Come on, Kellen. Come on, little hug from Ball Game. Love ya.
All right. All right. Prater has gone with back-to-back defensive players. Does he make it 3 in a row? Prater with the 7th pick. Who is your Hall of Famer?
I'm going to go with a little flashback, a little running back from a long time ago. Let me take you back to Penn State, 1991 and 1994. And I don't remember maybe that was my first year. I know that was my first year of covering college football at Boise State. So I was fully invested in the college football. And Kajana Carter, at the end of his senior year, was the beast of a man out there playing football. I know he didn't get it done in the National Football League because of an injury. That does not matter here. He was an absolute beast of a man. Heisman Trophy runner-up, MVP honors at the Rose Bowl, undefeated season, number 2 national ranking, dominated the Big Ten, dominated college football. If Kajana Carter would have been healthy in the NFL, I cannot wonder what he would have done. I think he was the perfect combination at that time, and we hadn't seen it yet, of power. Well, we had seen it, but he took it to another level of power and speed and grace. Kajana Carter, you are my running back, and I'm very happy to have you, my friend.
I'm surprised that Prater has gone with half of his picks so far from the Big Ten. All right, John.
Kajana Carter was a beast.
Pick number 8. Who is in your Hall of Fame?
I'm going to go with a 3-year starter at the University of Miami, and the only reason he wasn't a 4-year starter is he left early to become the greatest middle linebacker in the history of my life. Ray Lewis needs to be in the College Football Hall of Fame. Like I said, nobody just at that time walked into the campus of the U and started as a true freshman. Ray Lewis did, and he was the best player on their defense. Next 2 years, best player on their defense. National title winning teams at the U in 1993. He went to the NFL. The rest is history. A dark history in some instances, no question. But in the College Football Hall of Fame, I remember watching Ray Lewis in Miami. They were on TV every week when not every team was on TV every week. And holy smokes, talk about an all-star cast. Ray Lewis, All-American, couple of times over. And I've just never seen the middle linebacker traditionally played better than Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis, come on over, man.
All right, Prater, you've got one pick left. Make it good. Who's your Hall of Famer?
By the way, I would have picked Ken Norton Jr. over Ray Lewis. I had that debate in my head a little bit. You're not wrong.
UCLA?
Back and forth, man. Ken Norton. Whew. Things that he did way back in the day. Is this my 5th round pick?
This is your last pick, yes.
Then I need to complete my football team. And I did a little bit of research, about 8 seconds of research while Johnny was just talking. There are 2 kickers in the College Football Hall of Fame.
No.
Jason Hansen from Washington State and Kevin Butler from the University of Georgia.
Butthead.
And let's talk about the Florida State Flash, the man who did so many different things in college football at the height of Florida State's success, and the monster personality, Sebastian Janikowski. We're going to win football games. We're going to play football at its highest level. We're going to drink beer and chase girls after every football game.
More than that.
Sebastian Janikowski, you're my kind of guy. You're my kind of kicker. And if only Kevin Butler and Jason Hansen are in the College Football Hall of Fame as kickers, welcome to be number 3. I can't believe you're not there already. Sebastian Janikowski. Love you, bud.
All right, Johnny Ballgame. This is your 5th and final pick. Who is your Hall of Famer?
This is a boring pick, but this guy needs to be in the College Football Hall of Fame. Steve Hutchinson is an offensive lineman for the University of Michigan, played in the Tom Brady era of Michigan football, won an Orange Bowl, was an All-American, I believe, 3 times, and was a 4-year starter at Michigan. He is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. My Seattle Seahawks drafted Steve Hutchinson, and Hutch and Walter Jones, if you remember that left side of the Seattle O-line, rode them all the way to a Super Bowl, but he was just as good in college as he was in the pros. I've heard Tom Brady talk about him. Best lineman I've ever played with was in college. It was Steve Hutchinson. I know it's not sexy. It's not flashy. It's a guard, but Steve Hutchinson has played the guard position as well as anybody that's ever played football, and maybe a little boring there, but I got my 2 sexy quarterbacks. And speaking of Sebastian Janikowski, gets caught doing ecstasy before the Sugar Bowl, and Bobby Bowden lets him play because he says he wasn't going to penalize the whole team because they didn't have a reliable backup kicker. That's how powerful Janikowski was. He could drop E, and he still gets to play after getting busted.
Wow.
Was ecstasy even illegal 25 years ago? I don't even think they knew it existed.
Don't know. That.
No comment, man.
All right. Here's the way things, you tell us who you think won this draft. These are Mike Prater.
Or whose Hall of Fame would you rather go visit
Okay,
first?
there you go. This is Prater's. Reggie Bush, James Laurinaitis, Julius Peppers, Kajana Carter, Sebastian Janikowski.
We're partying. We're partying at my place.
All right. Johnny's not so much partying.
We're not
going on.
partying with Kellen and Tim Tebow. That's for sure.
Tim Tebow, Warwick Dunn, Kellen Moore. Well, Ray Lewis, you might party with.
I don't know if
and
I want to do
Steve
that.
Hutchinson, I don't know his party acumen.
Hey, cool guy.
There you go.
That was fun, man. I like it. Good stuff, guys. Draft day. Share your thoughts on the Cloverdale Plumbing text line at 208-424-9300. And if you have stubborn weeds that you cannot get rid of, you need Zamzo's Ultra. It's one of the most powerful broadleaf weed killers you can buy, and it works in hours, not days. So pick up Zamzo's Ultra, available at all 13 area Zamzos. Coming up, Prater, NIL requests. Ryan Day, the head football coach at Ohio State, gets to a booster luncheon and says flat out, guys, I need $13 million to build my roster.
I didn't like the look of that, although I understand where he's going. We're going to have a little debate on that, and I need to jump on J.L. Skinner a little bit, too. I didn't like what he did today. J.L. Skinner did something that bothered me today.
He did.
We're going to talk about that as well.
Prater's going to tell you what J.L. Skinner did that chapped his ass. We're coming back. Prater in the ball game.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studios, this is Ticket Traffic.
This afternoon, there is a crash on Cloverdale